Though the pressures of life seem to weigh you down, and you don't know.
Welcome to Word Grow, and I am your co-host today. I'd like to thank Evangelist Dorothy Oatman for allowing me to co-host this evening. I have a good friend of mine here today, businesswoman Shamika St. John. I also have another friend here, Minister Amani Taylor Chavis, and my sister and performer, Natalie Oatman. And I'm here today to continue our discussion that we had on the virtuous woman, the Proverbs 31 woman. And we had an excellent conversation in the previous segment about what this woman means to us and what it could mean to the world. And to continue the conversation, I'd like to talk about in current times, in 2013, why isn't this Proverbs 31 woman the woman that young people aspire to be? Would you like to start the conversation?
Well, look at the value system. Everything is fast and furious.
Yes.
You know, reward without work. You know, this virtuous woman, she's working all day, all night. She's doing stuff for the kids. She's not going to get her hair done. Like, she's focused on family, community, and work. And that's not sexy. That's not fun. That's not Instagrammable.
Right, but you know what? At the same time, this Proverbs 31 woman can be stylish and fashionable, but I guess that's not highlighted. You know, that's not what we see in the media. That's not what we see just in our daily lives, especially in, you know, certain impoverished areas. There seems to be nothing gained from being this type of woman. At least that's what it seems like. We know that's a lie.
In fact, it's even celebrated
for
a woman to be a con artist on many levels.
Yes.
Like I jokingly said to a male friend of mine, I said, I never seen you go in a church and a library and throw $1 at a woman for reading and working hard.
Exactly.
Right. You go to a strip club and throw all kinds of dollars at women doing all kinds of things.
Right.
So it's a value system.
Yes.
What women are being taught is valuable. How many songs have we heard about strippers?
It's
How many
true.
songs have you heard about a virtuous, hard-working,
Not
toiling,
many.
community-driven
I
woman?
think the last song was probably Donna Summer. She works hard for the money.
Exactly.
I don't think that I've heard anything since then. I mean, because now it's they have a song that I was shocked that I even heard it on the radio about bands make her dance. I didn't know. I thought it was when my kids had to break it down to me. I said, the bands. You mean the boom bands like the big? They said, "Ma, please get with it." Bands like the rubber bands.
The rubber bands on the money that they throw at the
make
women.
her dance. I said that is horrible.
It's a song.
But it's
this is
a
song
monetary
that they
gain.
play on the radio,
Yes.
and people love
And
it.
it's a value system that's being
Or lack
reinforced,
thereof.
that as a woman, your value is in your sexuality.
Yes.
Think about how many, this is what annoys me the most about the way the media captures pregnancy in this country. Everything is about how does she lose the weight? Is she going to lose the weight?
Yes.
Why didn't she lose the weight?
Is she gonna make a
It is
comeback?
not about this woman has given birth, contributed a life. What was the experience? What was the blessing?
Yes.
It's all about what does she look like?
Well, you know what the next thing
That's
to
shameful.
me
It is.
is the baby bump. What is a bump? I've had 5 kids.
Right.
A baby bump. I'm carrying a life inside of me. The baby bump. So now it's all about the baby bump. And then they have all these pictures with your belly exposed and the women are taking pictures naked. Well, whatever works for them, fine.
And that's sexualized too.
Exactly.
You know, it's not
Yes.
it's not a
'Cause
wholesome.
everybody pregnant can't take that picture.
No, it's
Oh, no.
very. I'm pregnant, but
when
there's
you-
another side.
But I've seen
Yeah,
Quay Quay and
I
them.
still got it, and that's what it's about.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it's about in being a modern woman. Do you still have it? Does somebody
And
want
what
it?
is it?
Yes.
It seems to be something that's negative to me. I mean,
You know
I
what the
don't
it
want
is.
it.
You know what that-
Not
what
the
that it
that
is
they're
they talking
talking
about.
You can keep it.
Everything is sexualized, and
Mm-hmm.
there is a high value placed on sexuality,
Absolutely.
Yes.
and it results in a very high income.
Material gain.
The
Yes.
sex
Absolutely. You are
industry is
rewarded.
the sex industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry
It is.
for a reason, and wherein young people that are going to school have to borrow all this money to go to school. But if you want to participate in something sexual and immoral, more than likely you will be financially successful, and that's an issue with that. There's an issue that I have with
Yes.
I think also the family dynamic. I remember,
Or lack thereof.
or lack thereof. Even in working in public schools and in charter schools, the only positive African American woman a lot of these young girls would see was me.
Wow.
And I'm not exaggerating. That's it. I remember hearing a student say to me, "Wow, you know, Miss Oatman, you're classy. You're a classy lady. You're not like those ladies in the video. She's classy."
Well, that's wonderful that they could differentiate that maybe someone half naked in the video is maybe not something that they should aspire to be.
Right.
So that's
Yeah, but
good.
the one half naked in the video will have 1 million followers on Instagram.
Yes.
Will, you know, media takeout, every gossip blog will feature everything that they do.
Yes.
They will get all types of endorsement deals. They are put on the highest level.
And
that
rewarded.
this is
Yes.
what young women should aspire to be. This is who you're supposed to look like.
Yes.
This is why you have these girls going to get the booty shots and everything else
Risking
done.
their
Risking their
lives.
lives.
Risking their
To
lives.
create a look, because that look is associated with desirability, likability.
And basically
Success.
self-worth. Because
Self-worth,
you're
yeah.
depending
I
on
totally
someone to tell you what your value is,
You know-
rather than knowing what it is already because
Right.
God told you.
Right. But you know what I think it is? I always say that any problem that we as individuals are either having or the world at large it's a spiritual problem.
Yes, it is.
It always starts in the spirit first. And if you can get to the deficiency in the spirit,
Yes.
then you can really help that person. Whenever I do counsel or whenever I do have any sessions with any individual or group, we talk about the spirit first. You know, what really is going on, because then you can hone into what really is the bigger problem here.
Right.
You know, and that's where that self-worth comes in.
Absolutely.
That's where that respect for yourself and others comes in.
Yes.
Because you don't know who you are. No one ever identified you in the spirit to tell you who you are and
Yeah.
what's expected of you. You know, and I mean, even now, I have daughters who have one grown daughter and one teenager, and even with me, because of the way I dress and the way I keep myself, they keep themselves a certain way.
Exactly.
And they like the nice shoes and the nice pants, and
course,
they get their
nothing
hair
wrong with
done and
that.
eyelashes and all that. They're beautiful. But they keep themselves carried a certain way that does not bring a certain unwanted attention from certain people on the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I walk past certain men in the street, I'm an attractive woman.
Yes.
But I never get those hints. And if I do, I stop it and address it. Or if they, "Oh, mommy," I say, "Excuse me, my name is Amani, and I'm not your mother. I have 5, but I don't remember birthing you.
Hello.
And if you want to know my name is Amani."
Right.
And that stops it right there. It's like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." Because no one ever told them that it's not okay to say mommy to a woman or
because
this at a woman.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
Several
Yes.
women were responsive to it. They said,
Right.
"Hey, right back."
Right.
And that's because they don't know it.
They don't know it's not
They
good.
don't know that you don't respond to sounds in the street.
Hissing sounds.
Hissing sounds in the
Animalistic
street.
sounds.
Because you're not a cat.
You are not an animal.
You're not a cat. We're not in the jungle. So, you know,
Exactly.
they don't know any better. But I think definitely they don't see the examples. And it's not something that's praised. Or if you do see some people in the media that are more conservative, they may praise them for a season, but then next thing you know, they start nitpicking. "Oh, well, her left arm was down when it should have been up."
Again, it's back
Just
to
little-
the physical.
Yeah.
It's back to
Well,
the
very
physical.
back
to the-
It's nothing about the spiritual or the sense of decency or the contribution that the woman is making.
No.
It's about what did you have on, how do you look, and did we like it?
Just like the Olympian, everyone was talking about her hair.
Yes.
How that changed. Gabby.
Okay.
How it all of a sudden people were saying they didn't like her hair when we should have been praising her for her huge accomplishment.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I saw one picture of her and I said, "Oh my God, she was Alvin Ailey, she was Nadia Comaneci all in one." It was just fantastic. So I mean,
But when you have people that, as we were saying before, when you have people who can release certain tapes and become famous overnight because of certain things they've done, and then you have a young lady who, like herself, who's accomplishing things, And because she's not getting all that monetary gain and that glitz and glamour, then you figure, I best do that then.
It goes back to the
Then
superficial. If you have no substance, if you have no presence, I could look at Gabby and say, wow, look at this little black girl doing it. I'm happy for her.
Yes.
Wow,
Very
she's
much
so
so.
talented. But if I'm not about nothing but a look and some money, well, what kind of shoes she got on? Oh, she up there, she won that, and they didn't give her no better shoes than that. Oh, they didn't fix her weave. You can't see beyond the material because your life is consumed with the material.
Exactly.
You are limited. That's why you can only focus on that limited thing. Now, I might have looked at the hair inside out of it and be like, all right, they could have did something with that.
I did too.
But, you know what I'm saying? But I saw that there
It was nothing to
bigger
blog
picture.
about. It was
something
nothing to
fixable.
comment on
listen,
Facebook
after
about.
the
It,
15th
you know,
flip, I mean,
it's
The
like
hair just goes out the window.
it's just,
it
you
really
know,
does.
Yeah.
It really
But
does.
I did say that when I saw, I said, they should have put braids in the
You know
hair.
what?
But it
I
was bigger
figured,
than that.
You know what I was waiting
But
for?
I didn't really care. You know, I
was
was like,
bigger
they
than
coulda-
that.
Well, you know,
you
if I was
didn't
her
take
mom, I'd have had
issue
some
with
braids.
it like
No.
other
But it was no
I
big
didn't
deal.
Some
stop
people
and
were
not
very
appreciate
adamant
her.
about it. They were very
They
adamant
were
about
angry
it.
with them.
Yes.
They
They
took
were
Very
angry.
adamant about it.
And I'm like, no, she done did 145 million flips. Let's just say you did a wonderful job. Listen, as a dancer, I
Exactly.
know
Applause.
the hair situation. Listen, well, I won't tell that story, but I'll just say this, okay? It can be rough, okay? You start sweating and, you know,
Change your whole look.
And now I see why they used to wear their hair pulled back in a
But
bun.
it has to
Exactly.
be bigger. It has to be bigger than that. And
Yes.
we
Yes.
as women have more of a focus on being virtuous and
Yes.
teaching our daughters
Yes,
and our
definitely.
sons how to recognize a virtuous woman, not just a beautiful woman,
Right.
a made-up woman,
Well,
but a virtuous woman.
They're following the spirits that are in these songs that they listen to.
Yes.
And it teaches young men what is valuable and what is not valuable.
This is true.
You know, a woman of color who is educated and, you know, doing the right thing in her life, that's not something that's praised in the
No.
black community.
No.
No.
However, if you know, perhaps maybe you're non-black or, you know, not maybe doing so much, that's something that is deemed as a woman that is a prize.
I think even on some level,
Pop that
successful,
Just went right there.
successful women have oftentimes been demonized.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
she's the man-hating feminist with the briefcase, and you know, she's taking over corporate America. You know, it's always, to me, you always seen her as hard. She's hard because she's you know what I mean? And certainly, I know you can speak to that being in corporate America.
Well, you know, I think there are certain dynamics within the black community where there are women who have always taken leadership positions. That's
Definitely.
just kind of like been
Yes.
our history.
Yes.
Yes.
But I think
Definitely.
there's also a dynamic of resentment for some men.
Yeah. Yes.
And if you want to be a virtuous woman and you want to, you know, uphold the family and work and build, you know, building isn't I come with the bricks, the labor,
Exactly.
the work effort, and then you come in the house and we did this.
Right.
No, it doesn't
Right.
work like that.
It works a different way, but you know, being a woman and a businesswoman and a successful woman,
Yes.
it is a challenge because you do want to be a virtuous woman, you do want to support family, but then you don't also want to be used,
No.
Exactly.
Right.
No.
Right.
and that's the toss-up.
And that's the danger.
Oh
It
yeah,
is. It's
that's
definitely
the
a
challenge.
danger.
Yes.
Yes. A virtuous woman is found in the Bible, and it's our guide. But there's also that same guide for men, and
This
what
is
their
true.
contribution is supposed to be,
Uh-huh.
and what they are supposed to contribute to the world and to their household, and you know, and to their homes and for themselves. And if two people work together toward that, it just makes the home a better place.
Yes.
And it makes the world a better place.
Well, what you read earlier in the beginning of that passage was Lemuel's mother
Yes.
giving him instructions as a man.
Yes.
Before she
Stay
even got
sober.
into the virtuous woman,
Yes.
she started telling him about a king
And what
and what
you
a
should
king
do.
is supposed to
Be
do.
sober,
Exactly.
Right.
cognizant.
So, exactly.
Yes.
And not to drink wine because it will delude your vision
Perception. Yes,
and your
it will.
perception of what is really going on around you. So you
Exactly.
have to be sober and vigilant.
And to be a leader, you have to be sober
Exactly.
Yes.
and conscious.
And you
Yes.
very conscious. Very
Remember,
conscious.
you're going to be leading your household, and what you say must go. And your wife and your children have to be confident in the person that you are, and trust that you will
respect
trust
it.
God, and they will respect you.
But then, like I went back to say in the previous segment, then there has not to be any duality.
Right.
You have to be balanced.
Yes,
Right.
you do.
You cannot say to your children, don't drink wine, don't drink, and then they catch you coming out the local bar stumbling.
When you talk
I mean,
about
that's just, that's a double standard.
we talk about this balance all the time.
Yes, we
in
do.
men and growing up, in Bed-Stuy, in the projects,
yes.
being socialized to want a certain type of man.
Yeah. The wrong kind.
This is the wrong kind.
Absolutely.
Wrong kind.
But this is the thing that I always say to women: you can't be a hustler from 9 to 5 and a good man from 5 to 10.
It doesn't
You
work
don't
like
clock
that.
out.
No.
The way you conduct yourself in business
Exactly.
is usually the way you conduct yourself in life.
That's true.
And that spirit of criminal behavior, antisocial behavior, of
Yes.
theft, murder, shoot, stab, spit, kill,
Yeah.
comes into the household.
Lying
You do
and
not have
stealing.
when a guy is a hustler,
That's it. He's a hustler.
he's going to
He's a
hustle
hustler.
you.
That's
He
it.
hustles
And
everybody.
everyone else. Yes.
That is
true.
that is
Yes.
how he operates.
Amen,
So if you're a
Wall.
virtuous woman and
Amen.
you're working hard and you're
Right.
working at the door, you're at the door from the door. You're working from sun up to sundown to build. And his thing is, I'm gonna go out here and in 20 minutes, I'm gonna try to make this happen. Look at what I did in 20 minutes. It took you all day. Where's the work ethic? Where's the sense of decency?
There is no
Yeah.
decent
There's
sense of
decency in work.
Yes.
And hustling is not always work. So for young women, when you think about being a virtuous woman and what you want to do for your life and having purpose, you have to pay attention to your partner and what they do and what spirit they're going to bring to your household and to your family and to your children. You can
Yes.
pray all day and all night, but if you laying down with Satan,
Exactly.
That's it.
where's the balance there?
There is
Yeah.
no balance.
Gone.
Yeah.
And
Between the
Unequally
sheets.
And then they giving you the seed of Satan. You
Right.
the seed of Satan.
Now you got raid on the seed.
Evil, crazy kids running around your house.
No, that's very
because
true.
they
And
have
they done all backed you in the corner.
Yes.
but it's a problem
With a
when
TV
you,
this little in the
Back of your
room.
Bible out your hand.
Right.
What you reading that for?
This our house.
It's true, and it's
We
a
run
problem
this.
if you are even attracted to that type of man. There's some type of
Something
dysfunction
missing.
in you, and if you feel attracted to that type of person, and you know, we all have liked the quote unquote bad boy and whatnot, and but as you grow,
I love the bad boy.
Exactly, as you grow, you evolve, and you realize that you know what, this is not a game, and you might get in a situation that you cannot so easily get out of. You know,
That's
And,
There are a lot of women in jail right now behind a man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people don't tell those stories.
That's
well,
the
people don't
truth.
tell
a lot
those
of women in
stories.
jail
That's the
behind a
truth.
man.
And they also don't visit those women.
And they sure enough don't.
And they don't
My
get
sister
commissary.
goes to
Get the
CO.
visit.
They get all types of chicken tenders,
Yes.
Kool-Aid,
It's
ramen
true.
noodle. They got a full-scale unhealthy diet
Yes.
going up in prison.
It's
But
true,
the
but
women,
the
they
women
got a
don't
healthy
get it.
diet because they eating the state-issued food. Because
Exactly.
nobody's sending them nothing.
Women don't get visit. You know, they don't get as much visits as men do in prison.
No.
It's like you're forgotten about. You know,
When you pegged yourself the ride or die chick.
you know what? I always say this. Shamika and I always have this conversation, and you know what my saying is: ride or die chicks end up on Skid Row. I love that. And you will not
That's
win
right.
whenever you are a ride or die chick. That's
You're gonna be
not
in a broke down Batmobile.
exactly. That's not
Yeah.
what
'Cause
your
he
life
gonna get
is
out and
When
intended
they
take
talk
the
about
bills
the
on the car
virtuous
and
woman,
leave.
is
Yes,
a virtuous
sir.
woman a ride or die chick?
You know what? The virtuous woman is a supporter of her husband who she has confidence in because she knows that he has placed his confidence in the Most High. So I will follow. Listen, men, women are all going to make mistakes. But you know what? I follow a man who believes God.
Yes.
Who fears God.
And
Yes.
who follows God.
Exactly. And who
And
is looking
listens to
hear from-
God.
Exactly. Listens to him. Not, you know,
And
you,
I'm gonna
you
check
heard
out
what
what
he
God
said.
you listening to.
Exactly. You heard
hello.
what he said, but
That's
you don't
true.
want to really follow what he said.
Well, Paul said, the Apostle Paul, my favorite apostle,
Oh, your favorite.
he said, follow me as I followed Christ.
Yes.
I mean, and no one deems, I mean, everybody sees Paul as the apostle. If Paul could humble himself
And he was very humble.
and say, well, listen, I may get it not so right. If I do, don't follow me. Follow Christ.
Yes,
So,
follow
I
Christ.
mean, if he could do it, certainly the rest of us can, you know?
But the problem is that people don't see the reward in living the way God intended. It's not
Because it's-
publicized,
because
but there
it's-
is a
No,
reward.
that's not
Because at
marketed.
the end of the day, when you choose not to live virtuously, man or woman, your life will not be good.
There's one person that I could think of that that I absolutely really like her a lot, and I do watch her shows, and that's Oprah.
Yes.
A lot of
Yes.
people don't,
I
because
love her.
she is a virtuous woman. Oprah came from nothing.
Yes, she
Yes.
is.
And made an empire.
Yes.
And now that she
gives.
has her own network, she has come out the bag about Jesus. Like, she ain't even hiding that no more. Maybe
love
when
it.
she was on Channel 7, she had to. But now she's like always professing, and she has those classes, those life classes.
I love those
where she
classes.
had Rick
And she
Warren
trusts-
on there, and she had all these T.D. Jakes and Joel Osteen.
Trying to bring people closer to spirituality.
Yes,
Yeah.
training, because you
Yeah.
have to pay attention to your spirit.
You are spiritual beings having a physical
experience on this earth.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what
And
it is.
I think she really is the epitome of an African American virtuous woman. I
agree.
really do, because she has really rose up in the ranks, and she kept her feminine side.
Yes, she
Yes.
did.
She never traded in her feminine side, you know, for anything that she has. She still remained glamorous.
And she does not publicize or show anything that's negative or derogatory toward women. She
Yes,
never
she
has.
does.
She does not entertain those types of guests unless you are the before. You know.
And she continues to work.
Yes, she does.
She never,
Yes.
even when she
That's
retired,
true.
she didn't clock
She-
out.
No.
She
No.
continued to do the work because she knew that her work would benefit community.
Because that's her
benefit
life
family.
work. That is more than just a job for her. It's more than just a career.
It's
this
her
is her
God
life
work.
work.
Her God
That's
work.
her, that's
God
her
work.
purpose.
Yes. Her purpose.
And I remember reading something in a magazine that said that her ratings were going down at one point on OWN. And they came to her and said, well, why don't you do a reality TV show? That will really, and she says, absolutely not.
that's
I will
selling
not
your
do
soul.
that. She said, absolutely not. So she has the Sweetie Pie Mamas, Sweetie
Yes,
Pie,
I like
and
them.
she has that, and she has and Yala Van Zandt, Fix My Life.
I like
and,
that.
and I watch these shows, and
too.
when I walk away, I'm inspired.
Exactly.
I'm inspired to now do the work.
As we sit here and talk
Exactly.
about Oprah, I try to,
Mm-hmm.
plant in my mind, well, who are some other virtuous women? Who are some other women that we can
Well, my
celebrate
mom.
that are virtuous?
Yeah,
Yes.
our mothers, yes.
Our mothers. Yes.
Yes.
Virtuous women.
Our grandmothers.
Yes, people
Yes.
that we know, that we go to church and see every
Yes.
Sunday or what
That
have
teacher
you.
that
teach,
inspired
yes.
you.
Yes.
You know, there's always that one teacher that just, I remember Mrs. All. I remember our family had a fire, and I didn't want to tell anybody. I came in the classroom smelling like smoke. And so she said, Natalie, I want to see you after class. Other teachers knew. Let me just point that out. So she said, Natalie, what size do you wear? I told her what size. She said, I have some clothes for you. I said, okay. You know, all of my clothes were destroyed. I was wearing pretty much the same clothing. And we were homeless for about a month, sis.
Right.
And so the next day, bag of clothes. Do you know the woman brought me clothes every week for months and months and months? This is a woman who, like the other teachers, ignored it. Oh,
Yes.
you had a fight. Oh, you okay? All right.
Oh, well,
But
a lot of
she
people
took
don't
it-
want to know things because they don't want to be responsible.
To now do
help.
something
But
about
she
it.
took it
Exactly.
upon herself that it made me feel good about myself.
Exactly.
As a young black girl, that she would care about me, not just as her student, but as a young lady.
Yes.
I don't want you to wear the same clothes. I don't want you to be without. And
Yes.
they were really, really, really nice clothes.
To give to community.
To
Exactly.
give.
Give to community.
She went in her closet, and some stuff I know she bought, you know, and this was my teacher, and she inspired me so many ways that, you know, when you're responsible for children, you're not responsible just for doing what you're expected to do, but it's the whole
Or
person.
paid to do.
Or paid to do, because she had to know that my self-esteem was a little low.
And
You know, that was traumatic. But it lifted me up to the point where the other children were even a little like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
But definitely,
That's, you know, I remember I had an experience like that and I went back in my mind,
Yeah.
as you were saying, and I thought about a teacher, and I grew up with that name Amani in the 70s, and like the way my mom spelled it was like, what are you doing to my life? Like, Amani, like, who spells it like that? Because the popular way is A-M-A-N-I.
Yeah.
And I didn't really kind of understand what my name meant. And so I had a teacher, and her name was Miss Gandhi. And she said, do you know what your name means? And I said, no. Faith or something like that. She goes, no. no, it means more than that. And then she just broke it down to me. Your name means wishes and aspirations, and it means faith. And did you know about the Egyptian pantheology where it was a woman named Amunet and Amun-Ra? And she just thought, and I'm like, when one conversation, I was like, my name is Amani. And I was so proud of it because that one teacher took time to just break down my name to me.
That woman of virtue.
Right. That my mom confessed later on. Oh, she got it from somebody who named dog name was Amani. She said,
That's a nice name.
and I said, well, I'm thinking, because my godparents were African, so I'm thinking, oh, she got this name from our African godmother who was from Zaire. And my mother goes, no, the truth is, my friend had a Doberman Pinscher named Amani, and I said, why would you even tell me that? So I had to go back in my memory bank and go get that lesson that Miss God taught me.
Yes.
And said, Mom, don't ever tell anybody that again, which we laughed about it.
Yes.
But, you know, and not understanding that even from being named after a dog, but then the teacher telling me my name.
Yes.
It took me to a whole nother mental level.
But you see how in your work, in your daily activity of work, how you can bless someone's life.
Yes, you
Yes.
can.
Yes.
How
Yes,
a
you can.
virtuous woman through work
Yes.
can do good things.
Yes.
Yes.
And touch someone's life for a lifetime.
It's
and
true.
I would hope that any woman that is watching this show or any women that we encounter, that they're inspired by this moment to
I hope so. I truly hope
Yes.
so.
in your daily work. I know there was a story about a woman that went to a social services site and she was threatening to kill herself and to kill her children, and the social worker talked to her. It was a food stamp office. They had denied her for food stamps and the children were hungry, and she went there and the woman spoke to her kindly. And I know that I've spoken to people who've had experiences with social workers and the food stamp office, and it's not
the
always
best.
pleasant.
No.
And people need to be conscious in their daily activities of how you impact someone's
Yes.
life. You can bless or you can curse someone's life.
Yes.
You know, unfortunately,
Yes.
this woman, I believe that she committed suicide and killed the kids. This is somewhere in the Midwest.
Wow.
But it's like you would think that if someone maybe had, I don't know if someone did or didn't treat her with dignity because I don't know the details of the encounter beforehand. But you have to be conscious when you're in positions and you're engaging with people,
Yes.
how you treat people, how you can evolve people to the next level, how you can bless people with kindness
Yes,
and
you
a sense
can.
of decency. Just because you can be nasty doesn't mean that you have to be.
Exactly.
Yes.
And as a virtuous woman, you may take a step back and say, you know what? I can be higher in this moment. I don't have to get,
take the
you know,
low-
I'm from the
yeah.
projects. I can get it. I can keep it
Oh,
gutter.
Lord,
I can
I
go
know,
yes.
there, but it's not necessary.
Yes.
No, it's not. And this has been a wonderful conversation, and it was a pleasure talking with you ladies. And
Thank you.
I
Yes, we
hope
had
to
a
do
great
so
time.
again in the future.